welcome to another episode of Tech About Town, brought to you by Communitech. I'm one of your hosts, Alex Kinsella.
Hi, I'm Victoria Harrison, Events Manager at Communitech.
Look at that, you already introduced yourself.
Oh my gosh, should I not have done that right away?
No, it's fantastic. I was going to be like, and Victoria, what do you do here at Communitech?
Okay, maybe do you want to do it again? And I'll just do that. I feel like that was awkward.
Really like that. Well, we can do it one more time.
I'm ready to go. Okay.
All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tech About Town, brought to you by Communitech. I'm Alex Kinsella.
I'm Victoria Harrison.
Victoria, you've never been on the podcast before.
No, I have not.
Do you want to tell our listeners what you do here at Communitech?
Sure, yeah. I'm the events manager. So I'm responsible for our flagship events as well as some of our smaller events that we host throughout the year. And then I also manage our sponsorships of other events. So, you know, when we're community partners, if we're sponsoring an event like Elevate, for example, how we show up and how we represent Communitech at those events.
I was totally going to say Elevate, and then you said Elevate.
One mind.
And then it reminded me that I hadn't registered for Elevate.
Oh.
And I'll make a mental note that I
on
will
that.
forget
Yeah.
until I edit this podcast and remember that I need to sign up for Elevate.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
In the studio also, we have a special guest today, Shriaa Sheth. So welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So can you tell us what your role is and where you work? Because we're excited to have you in here today.
Of course. I work over in Waterloo at R&T Park at the Accelerator Centre. I am the Events and Community Engagement Specialist over at the AC.
So if you couldn't tell by our guest and our host, today's episode's all things events. I'm a big fan of events. I assume both of you are big fans of events since you've made that your profession. Waterloo Region tech community is famous for events in the past. Events have come back, I feel like, full steam. There's like She Talks Tech. Mm-hmm. There's Techtoberfest. There's the Startup Founder, I always get this wrong, Startup Bootcamp Founder Showcase.
That's right.
That's a tongue twister too. It's just a lot of tongue twisters here today in the studio. When you're looking at events, when you're programming events, you obviously think about the community, you think about your members. Like, what makes an event successful?
Do you want to?
Sure. Yeah, I can take that one. I think there are a lot of things that make it successful. The way I look at it is I want to have the attendee experience be as positive and enjoyable and meaningful as possible. So straight from like their registration experience, learning about the event, making sure they have the details that they need so that they know it's a good value add and worth their time, to how they experience the space that we're hosting the event in when they arrive, the type of food, the speakers that we have, who else is at the event, making sure that there's, opportunity for really impactful connections and networking. I think all of those things add up to making an event successful because you want people to walk away feeling like they got value. Hopefully they learned something, they met someone new, and they have a positive sentiment towards, the organization, the goals, the themes of the event, and just kind of being able to build from there.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Attendee experience is like the top of the list of whenever you're planning an event. You have to make sure how much, people pay attention to the detail you pay attention to at events. Like they care that you have the right signage. They care that you have cute printed name tags. They care that, they're able to identify whether someone's a founder or someone's a mentor at an event. So 100%. And the second thing I would add to that is like, for us, a lot of our events are founder focused. So we try to include as many founder focused elements at events as we can, whether that's, doing speaker QR codes on the presentation screen. So that way people can just scan and directly connect on LinkedIn. Whether we do that for our staff, we make sure we have like business cards around, we have our staff around. So as much founder experience integrated into events as we can.
Yeah, I mean, events are kind of like that springboard for networking and for connection. When you're looking at that, like the QR code for speakers is an interesting one, right? Because like sometimes it's a really great talk, I'd like to connect more. When you're looking at things like that, are there other things that you can do versus that? Like I know sometimes there's like breakout sessions that you can kind of create some more opportunities. Like how do you, when you have a big speaker coming in, maybe like how do you kind of think of like how do you create more opportunities for that speaker to connect with your audience?
I think what we look at is first what the speaker is comfortable with. So we try to discuss in advance, like, hey, we have we have this event for 2 hours. You're speaking for about 20 to 30 minutes of it. And then we see, are they coming in early? Do they have the chance to network with the folks that are coming in early to an event, right? We usually always allow for that early 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes is always networking. So we try to look at that, and then we look at like, okay, are you launching a book? Are you, talking about a podcast? Is there anything in your presentation that we can pull and bring directly back to our founders? And of course, like QR codes are a big thing. A lot of times speakers are we're going to come in, do the 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then leave. So we try to make sure that there's always like a LinkedIn or a manager or someone that we can connect them with. And a lot of them are willing to just give their time of like, yeah, of course I'll come in early, or I'll stay after my talk and chat with your attendees. And that's usually what works best for us.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the main thing that people look for is the opportunity to connect with the speaker directly. So being able to chat with them, like Shriaa said, after the formal remarks is really helpful, because they can ask more detailed questions that they might not have felt comfortable with asking in front of the audience, or maybe it wasn't applicable enough to everyone, so they didn't want to say it out loud, but they really want to talk about it with the speaker. So just offering them the opportunity to connect, and also for the speaker too, to be able to connect with the community and, maybe make connections of their own, like from the event, which is really great value add for them.
One of the things that, you both mentioned here is around attendee experience.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of parallels with that, with just being a founder in general, because when you're a founder, you're building something, you're doing, customer discovery, you're going out, you're speaking to your customers to understand, do you have a product market fit? Is it, are you building something that someone's going to pay for that's actually going to solve one of their problems? When you're thinking about events, like a new event or a new event in a series, do you do that same kind of research with your audience to understand like what worked, what didn't work, and what's maybe like what the gaps are?
I think what we do after each event is we do send like a thank you email and a little bit of a survey that gives us an idea of, well, how that event went and, what potential needs that we might have. We have a great founder experience team that I regularly chat with to understand like what the needs of our founders are within the programs that we're running. And then a lot of it is just like kind of taking a risk. That first event in the series is always a risk. You never know how it's going to work out. We recently launched Expert Founder Workshop Series. And I think we're doing our second one on August 12th with Artemis. A shout out to Artemis. They're a great partner with us over at the AC. And I think the first workshop was just like, it was a shot in the dark sometimes for us. We did like a 40-minute presentation, and then we had a full like hands-on learning workshop, and we got lots of great feedback of people saying like, yes, we want more of this.
Yeah, you guys have been very busy. Yeah, you have a lot going on. That's awesome.
Yeah. Tech Connect, She Talks Tech, like Innovating Cafe.
Yeah, you had that this week. Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Yeah, we did it just yesterday.
Yeah.
Was yesterday Innovate?
Yeah.
Yep,
Caffeinate?
Innovating
Yeah.
Caffeinate. It was on building a resilient founder mindset, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Who was the speaker for that? Was that Bob?
Bob Mathers,
Yeah,
right?
Bob Mathers.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had Emma from Hersey. That's a new app that's launching, I think tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all focused on women's health. She is drawing from her own experience. We have another great co-founder with her, Rebecca Leons. She is in our Incubate Plus program, and that's kind of how this came to be.
Nice.
I just signed up for the Incubate Plus showcase
Ooh,
this morning.
okay.
So I just got the.
I just launched that before I came on this podcast.
Amazing. Are you going to attend? Is that what you mean?
I'm covering it.
You're covering. Okay, cool.
Ooh,
Cool.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did think it was like August 9th, which is like a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah,
and
it
I don't
is
know
a
why
Saturday.
in my head, I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to go on a Saturday. Like, that's ridiculous. And then I'm like, no, it's August 20th. I don't even know where I got the date
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
We'll plug that
Yeah.
in this
Okay.
because this will come out before that.
Nice.
Perfect.
That's
Um,
awesome.
August 20th.
Yeah.
Our Incubate Plus and DGBS showcase. We'll see you there.
I
That's
like
exciting.
the showcase. I like a
Yeah.
good showcase.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Which-
The energy is amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like, because I went to, the last one I went to, I did two back to back because I went to the,
Aerospace and then Studio Showcase? No, sorry.
no,
you had
it was studio.
Aerospace and GIC.
No, it was studio and the
Studio and GIC.
GIC. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was studio and GIC back to back.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like?
What?
If you listen to earlier episodes of the podcast, you would know.
Are you going to say a panel? I knew you were going to say that.
I
People have such strong feelings about panels.
cannot.
Okay, but tell me why.
I will just listen. And I'll there was an event here a while ago. I don't think it wasn't you. You weren't here. So I'm not shit talking
Good
to you.
save.
No. But it was before you, but there was a panel upstairs. in the second floor caf, and I came in because I was doing photography, so I came in and I was walking around. I know this is a while ago because we had the other side of the building still, and I'm walking around and I come upstairs and there's 5 chairs, and I'm like, there's not a panel, is there? They're like, oh wait, there's 3 panels. I'm like, no, there can't be 3 panels. Like you shouldn't even have 1 panel. And everyone's like, no, they're great. We've got these great. I'm like, there's no such thing as a good panel.
Really?
I absolutely 100% cannot. I've never been to a panel where and I've been on panels and they were terrible. Right. And I've watched a bunch and they're also not great. I was like, listen, like you should cancel these right now. They're like, the event's today. And they're like, you're insane. And I'm like, oh, we shouldn't cancel them right now. But like, they're not going to, it's not wrong fit for this event. When we talk about like successful events, and I just remember the first one happened and like 10 minutes into it, like the first question was terrible.
Oh.
Like it was just the wrong audience.
Yeah.
Did not hit. And then the second question wasn't great. And then I would say half the audience got up and left because there was like food and booze.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
Yeah. Okay. That's our goal, Shriaa. We got to blow Alex's mind with a panel at some point.
Have you come out to She Talks Tech yet?
I haven't been.
That's the one you missed last week, actually. We had a great panel. The panel lasted about 30 minutes and we had
Which is
Tabitha
good.
Laverty, our COO, as the moderator. So
Nice.
she's great at
she's
managing
great,
the panel.
Yes.
We had a Q&A that lasted 40 minutes.
But see, I think you hit the nail on the head though. The secret to a good there's 2 secrets to a good panel.
Mhm.
This is going to turn into my panel episode. There's 2 secrets to a good panel. Number 1, host.
Mhm.
You have to have a host
Agreed.
who will challenge what the panelists are saying. And all too often they're like, that's a great point. Next question. And it's like, no, like that person, what they said was nonsense. You should definitely challenge that. The other one is panelists who will also challenge.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. There was one, and this is a long time ago, and it was an independent event in the Tannery Event Centre, which we'll talk about.
Oh,
on
I
this
would love
episode.
to. Yes.
And they organized it. It was on a sales thing, and they had a panel, and it was. I was like, okay, whatever. We'll go through the panel. And they had April Dunford, who, she's a founder. She wrote a book on positioning. Very has a lot of strong opinions.
Mhm.
I would say she's often right on pretty much everything she says. And someone in the panel said something, and she goes, "That's just not right." Like, and like everyone in the audience was kind of like, "Oh, like someone's questioning something on a panel."
Mhm.
It was beautiful,
And that made it interesting.
it did because then
Yeah.
everyone just kind of perked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Sure.
let's go."
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
So that's my
Yeah.
my
Fair
panel
enough.
thing.
Noted.
Yeah, no, I certainly agree. I think when we do panels, we're very careful about curating the questions and picking the moderator.
Yeah.
The one we had yesterday, the Innovating Caffeinate, we had Samila from OCI. She was the moderator for that, and that was great. I think we had 2 speakers just because it's July and everyone's on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, we like to have 3 speakers, 1 moderator, so this was kind of unique. But she did a wonderful job of just like keeping the panelists, on track with the questions. She had a lot of feedback on the questions. It wasn't just, here's a question, give me an answer. Here's a question, give me an. She had a lot of insight to add to that as well. And I think that really matters.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. Well, I'm going to pivot from panels
Okay.
because I'd probably get myself into trouble. There's a lot of events people in town who know my feelings on panels, and some of them share my feelings. They might be listening. One of the other interesting things I think about events, both before the pandemic and now after the pandemic, is around inclusion.
Mhm.
So a lot of times we talk about events, and especially in tech, there's alcohol themes to them. So there could be, startups and beers and things like that. There's a lot of people who don't drink, and a lot of younger generations now are not as big booze heads as the older generations, I guess, are or have been. How do you, not just with alcohol, but with anything, like how do you go around making an event inclusive, whether that is, someone living with a disability, food and alcohol, anything like that? Like what are kind of the thoughts that go into that?
I think a lot of it personally is trial and error sometimes, where you just don't know what you're walking into sometimes with an event. We ask in our registration of like, please let us know in advance so we can prepare. But sometimes, people may miss that section or may just, do the click through on the registration and not really let us know in advance. And then
Like the celiacs who don't let you know.
yeah.
Alex and I are both celiac.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would
Okay.
never.
We will make sure we have everything ready for you next time. But we do our best to prepare in advance and be mindful of our space. We work with our parking team. We work with our facilities team. We work internally to make sure everything is as set up as best as we can. We try to keep our chairs, evenly spaced out. We try to, create the flow of the room, that it doesn't feel too congested, that it's accessible for everybody and anybody. But sometimes the best is just if a request comes in and you have the option of, the chance to figure it out within your space. Like with the AC, we have such a big space that it's easy for us to just accommodate a lot of these requests. And with catering, we try to make sure we accommodate as many requests as we can, because just within our team, we have, I think, 5 to 6 vegetarians, and there's like 3 or 4 other dietary. So we do end up having a wider spread of dietary when it comes to our events. But yeah, sometimes it's trial and error and figuring it out and kind of putting mentally yourself in the space of what potentially an attendee might need.
Yeah, definitely. I would echo that. I think a big thing for us is using our registration form to collect as much information as possible. So standard across the board. If our event has any form of food, we're asking if people have dietary restrictions, and we're letting them type them in an open field, because they might have multiple, or they might have one that's really unique and it's an allergy versus a preference. So we want to collect that information so we can accommodate them, because again, going back to the attendee experience piece, food and beverage are so important, and it makes people feel seen and appreciated and welcome if there is food and beverage that they can enjoy. For the non-alcoholic piece, I mean, there's some amazing options out there. We've worked with Farm League Brewing a few times, and they have this awesome, I can't drink it myself because again, celiac, but they have hop water, which is a non-alcoholic option. And apparently it's delicious.
Never tried it.
Yeah, I've heard really good things. So we have that at our bar, so that if you don't want to drink, or you just don't feel like drinking in that moment, whatever, there's still an option for you. You don't have to feel like you're just having like
Water.
pop or exactly, on the side. And then same thing with the accessibility piece, like really being mindful of where we're hosting things, if we're going to need elevator access, making sure that's communicated, asking people to let us know if they need any support. We did have an event last year where we hosted something offsite, and it was in an old historic building where they didn't have an elevator at all. So we put that in our registration form so that if there was an issue where someone would require assistance, we could plan in advance to rent something or get a team to help, just to make sure that they were still able to attend and not feel like they were excluded.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially in the older buildings that are still great event spaces, but
right, they just don't have the capacity to help with that kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you want to know an interesting thing I've noticed about like alcoholics and non-alcoholics at events?
Yeah.
People prefer more non-alcoholic options.
Yeah, I get
now. Like with our bar service, like whenever we do have bar service, we sell out more non-alcoholic tickets than we do with alcoholic tickets. And it just, sometimes it's like, do we really need to have the alcoholic options?
I do think it's it seems like it's a generational shift too, right? Where there's just less alcohol consumption. And it's probably a good thing.
I agree. Especially at a work event, you want to be mindful generally, just that you're not overindulging. But I can appreciate that. And I think too, like for us, when we think about doing different kinds of events, like we're experimenting with different things. Like one thing I would love to do is do like just, all non-alcoholic options, but again, more than pop and water. Yeah, something fun that still feels like you're enjoying, you're having fun with what you're drinking, but it's not alcoholic.
The other thing then I was kind of interested in, especially now where people work remote, people are back in the office, people are working hybrid. How do you get the word out to people about what's happening? When we used to see like posters for events, you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like I'll scan the QR code and sign up, or visit the website and sign up." How do you kind of get the word out now? Like what's kind of are there challenges in that? Do you find like there's times where I'll see an event posted on social after the fact and I'm like, damn it, I missed X.
Yeah. I think it's hard because obviously everyone is very busy. People have a lot going on, especially when we're talking about, founders and their teams, like they're being pulled in all sorts of different directions. So it's not easy for them to find time to attend all of these events. So I think the key is, multiple channels. So getting out there on social, specifically LinkedIn, I personally think is a great one. And then also email or newsletter, although again, with newsletters, it can be tricky sometimes because things can get lost. And if you want them to really pay attention to something, that can be difficult. I also think word of mouth is huge. So getting champions to share with their networks, because they're going to pay attention. They're going to trust a recommendation of someone that's in their network versus like something potentially coming from someone they don't know. And then honestly, to plug, I know I said newsletters, but to plug your newsletter, I think that's a great one because it's just so quick and easy to read, and it's just very focused on events. So it's easy to go through digestively and say, okay, this week, this is what's going on. I want to go to that thing, put it in my calendar, done.
Quick and to the point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful. I think I certainly agree with the multi-channel marketing. I will say though, we've started putting up more and more posters around our office, and that has 100% worked.
Really?
Because people are in and out of the space so much. We have, programs, in-person programs going on. We have in-person events going on. And if I'm not doing something, there's someone else on the team that is hosting something. We get tours. So I think the posters have really helped. And then, of course, we have our wonderful social media specialist, Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. She does a great job of getting the word out to the community, getting us on different newsletters, getting us on different social media platforms. And we do make sure to do a LinkedIn push as a team as well of like, here's my weekly events update. Please copy paste this and post to LinkedIn. And then the rest of the team is happy to do it. And I do try to make sure I remind our founder experience team to keep mentioning events within the different meetings that they're hosting. Because whether, we're taking a potential onboarding call or, potential client call, it's always great to mention events and a great way to get people in the space and, get them introduced and in person. And I think that makes a big difference.
I totally agree. I think, that curated personal approach makes a huge difference. And also I'll say, as far as how Shriaa and I work together, like this is another way that we promote a lot of our events is we have this little group within the Waterloo Region community where we'll share with each other what we're planning for multiple reasons, but one of which is to promote the events cross-functionally. So just, supporting each other with getting the word out and within our teams, within our networks, community, et cetera, to try to help support each other's events.
We love to bombard each other with calendar holds.
Yes.
So we don't double book.
And so we don't double book. That's one of the many reasons we keep in touch. Yeah.
Because I haven't actually had a double book event thing in a long time.
Ooh,
we're doing our
That's
jobs.
nice.
That's a great
That's
job.
the
High
worst.
five.
Yeah.
You
High
know.
five.
Ooh.
Because when you have to like leave something early and you're having a good time and then you go to the next thing and you're still having a good time with the next one, but you're like, come on.
I know it is hard. And like we have so much crossover in our communities that it's a lot of the same people going to these events. So you don't want to make it feel that they are just constantly bouncing from one thing to another. You want to give them that opportunity to attend all the things, but also have some breathing room.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about events too, one of the big things is venues, right? So at the AC, you have your space, you host some stuff at Catalyst, Community Tech, we have space here. Not talking about our own space though, right? But what is your favorite event venue? It doesn't have to even be a tech event thing. Like what's the event venue space in town that you're like, that's the one, that is my absolute favorite spot?
Okay. This is one that I've toured. And it's a gorgeous space. It's Tapestry Hall. It's a beautiful venue. It's out in, I believe, right out. Yep, right out there. Oh, perfect. Yeah. You get to look at the beautiful, kinetic sculpture. It's a great open space. There's like a semi-private space upstairs. I think it's a very flexible event venue, and that's kind of what I look for is what can I take that you give me and I can transform it for our needs.
I love it. And did you hear, I learned from your newsletter that Collective Arts opened a brewery there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So cool. Yeah.
They
honestly,
took over the Foundry Brewery.
The Gaslight District is so beautiful. There's so many good restaurants. Like, it's really up and coming. It's cool.
They have a great outdoor space.
The space is ridiculous. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
absolutely. They had ice skating like on artificial ice.
I love it.
On
That's
Sunday.
awesome. This Sunday?
Like this past Sunday.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Just weird.
Yeah.
Weird, fun stuff. Okay, so what's yours?
Okay, so I have two. I would say my favorite overall venue, and I'm biased because I've used it personally as well, is the Walper Hotel.
Yeah.
I love the Walper. I love the history. I love the character. I love the big, beautiful windows. The team who works there is phenomenal to work with. So I would highly recommend for personal or business. They're a great venue. And then also a little, I think I would call it a hidden gem, is in the CG building. Their auditorium is stunning.
Oh, yeah, right?
It's stunning. It's like all wood and the lighting is beautiful. And we toured it a while back for a potential event that we were going to host. And I just fell in love with it. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't.
The stage is perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just cozy, but big. And I was really impressed. So I would say that one's a good one too.
I feel like Sherwood does the AV there too.
They probably do.
Everyone's set.
There you go.
When they're doing the AV, it's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sherwood.
Yeah, they are great.
I'll tell you, so mine.
Yeah, tell us.
And it's reopened recently. Is Hacienda.
Yes.
Hacienda.
Yes. Yeah.
I need to get there.
Back.
I've never been in. I've seen photos.
What?
I know because it was closed. I've never been
that's
in the
true.
building.
I went to 2 weddings there,
Yeah.
and
It's beautiful.
they were 2. Yeah, sure, 2, and they were phenomenal. Like just the space. You don't feel like you're in Kitchener.
It's like
It's
Europe.
like Langdon Hall.
It's like Europe.
Yeah, like you go to Langdon Hall, you're like, I have left
Yes.
Ontario.
Yes.
I'm no longer in Ontario. And when you go to Hacienda, same thing. You're like, I don't know where I am right now, but it's not here.
Yeah.
Little gardens.
Yeah. That is a great venue.
My wife's company years ago had a lot of money. And they flew into like the winner of Survivor one of the seasons.
Ooh.
And then like the runner up, and then Rowdy Piper.
Who is that?
A Rowdy like it was an old wrestler.
Oh,
Okay.
From the 80s.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyways,
Sorry.
generational difference.
Yeah.
Anyways, my favorite wrestler.
Cool.
But I was in Austin at South by.
Oh, you missed it.
And my wife was sending me pictures like, look, I'm with Rowdy Piper. I'm like, I don't even want to be at this event.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I wish I could teleport.
I wish I could get back to
I don't blame
Hacienda
you.
and go. No, speaking of events or not events, speaking of event venues that were closed and now are back.
Yes.
One of them recently, it's announced because Mark had it on his LinkedIn.
Yep.
Is the Tannery Event Centre.
Yeah. So
that's
exciting.
back. So
yeah.
if you've come to events 2020 earlier, you would know the Tannery Event Centre. Have you been to the Tannery Event Centre?
I have not.
Oh.
I actually moved to the region in January. So
Okay.
I am getting
like this
my
past January?
Yeah, this past
Oh.
January. So I'm getting my lay of the land
The
with event
Tannery
venues.
Event Centre is like the weirdest space. It's okay to say weird. Like it's
Yeah.
a weird space because like you don't expect it to be there.
No,
From the
it's true.
outside, you
People
don't know.
don't know it's
You
there.
can't see
It's
it.
true.
Like
yes.
when you walk in, I have not been in since they're doing the renos.
I'm
and-
actually going there next. That's
Are
my
you, like,
next
now?
meeting. Yeah,
I'm
one.
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna crash
Come.
it with you
Yeah.
and go check it out.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful space. It was set up like Bigamans does catering. It's great. There used to be this is like old school stuff. You used to have like a catering minimum when you rent the space, but like you could just get like the candy bar and the popcorn
Oh,
as your
fun.
catering minimum.
I
So
love
we would
that.
do that
Yeah.
a lot. So then we just have like the giant bags of popcorn. which
Yeah.
some people have different opinions on the big bag of popcorn, but I'm down.
I respect
I'm
it.
down with.
I love a good
with that.
snack. Yeah, Shriaa, we'll have to get you to come through. It's beautiful. It's like this just big open blank canvas. So it's kind of industrial, which is fun because it gives that cool vibe. And like there's not a lot of spaces I think we have really in the region that have that anymore. And it can accommodate, I think it's like 250 people seated in with rounds.
Yeah,
And then
more in the rows.
Exactly. And even more in reception style. But yeah, it's launched. We're booking events now. So if anyone listening wants an event space, I highly recommend looking into it because it's, again, like I said, has some really cool character and vibes. And yeah, we're working with Bingamans again, which is super exciting. And we'll be hosting a bunch of Communitech events in that space this fall.
And they turned the restaurant into an indoor mini golf.
Oh, yes.
What?
Yeah, next door. So that used to be a restaurant. I think it was called Green.
It was grain, and then it was something before grain, and then before
Okay.
that it was the Firkin at the Tannery.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Firkin was like the best.
That's cool. So now it's called Putt Social, and
So-
it's a
I'm
mini
sure Putt
putt.
Social is just as good.
I'm sure it looks really great. It's a mini putt bar hangout spot, and they have a cute little patio on the side that they set up every day. And yeah, it looks like a good time.
The cool thing, there used to be a back entrance to the bar from the hallway outside the Tannery
I think
Event
there still
Centre.
is.
Yeah, so you could like
Just pop in.
you wouldn't have to leave the building to go. And so when we would do tours of Communitech, we would always end in like secret entrance. You can get to Abe Herb.
Yeah, you can. You
secret
don't have to go
entrance.
outside. Same with the
Yeah.
civil. Yeah,
Who wants to go outside?
I know,
You can
right?
just stay inside and go
Who
through
needs
secret,
fresh air?
secret entrances
exactly.
to places. Yeah, so the Tannery Event Centre is available for booking. It's Communitech. I don't know, this is a surprise, I guess, if we're hosting something there.
Oh
You'll
no,
tell
we
me later. Is that
yeah,
public?
well, yeah, we're the plans to host Techtoberfest there this year, which is going to be awesome. That's on Thursday, October 16th.
I've got photos from
May I just
Techtoberfest
say?
in the Tannery Event Centre on my phone.
Right? It's exciting. It's really cool because last year we held Techtoberfest at the Walper, which was awesome. Again, like I said, the venue was amazing, but I think a lot of people really missed having it in the hub
Yeah.
because it's so like that's one of our longest running events. It's so integral to our brand. So being able to bring it back and have it in the event center is going to be really fun.
Are they putting the screens back up?
It's not screens actually. They project onto it's like a wall almost, but
like
yeah,
a wraparound.
it's still there. So they're painting
I
it.
thought they took the screens down.
No,
they took the projectors out.
They took the projectors out. So they're still going to have the wraparound, but I think they're only going to have one projector to start, and then we're going to build out from there.
I'm very curious now what
Yeah.
everything looks like.
You gotta,
I have
well,
old
let's,
photos.
I'm coming.
of
I'm
it.
coming
let's-
tomorrow.
yeah, let's book a tour.
Let's
Let's
do
do it.
It's cool. Designing for the wraparound was
A challenge.
yeah. I still have the Illustrator template
You
on
really?
my laptop
That's
to
so
do
cool.
it. Yeah, it was a pain but then you could do like
That is very cool.
sponsors. You could
Mhm.
do sponsor like one set of sponsor logos on this one set on the other one. You
Yeah.
could have motion between. I mean, it was cool, but it was a pain in the ass.
I think the Elevate's building itself has a immersive experience out in Toronto.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're out in the
Always
old
like that
Toronto
stuff.
Stock Exchange building. So one of their event spaces, they have built out like immersive walls where it just projects whatever kind of whatever thing you would like the ocean or
Yeah.
the forest.
Yeah.
Or you can do a lot of themed events, and it's cool that if we're gonna have something out here, that's
Well,
perfect. You
yeah.
don't have to go out to Toronto to
There you
host
go,
an event like that.
exactly. You don't need to leave.
I liked when the AC Studio showcase at the Ken Sealing Region of
Mhm.
Waterloo Museum, which I had
Beautiful.
never been to
Oh,
until that day.
well, I'm glad we made it happen.
That was a good event.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think that was one of the largest events that we do. And the space was so versatile because we could have kind of like a walkthrough showcase. We had the theater for, the panel discussion. Yes, we did a panel, Alex.
I wrote about the panel.
Oh, perfect.
I like that one.
Yeah,
It was a
okay.
good panel.
High praise,
Oh,
Shriaa. High
oh.
praise.
Fine, it was a good panel.
I appreciate. Yeah, we had Adam Dougal, our program manager for our studio showcase, run it, and we had a few studio companies share their experiences, and I think that was a fun one.
Mhm.
Minus the part where I dropped something very loudly in the middle of the panel, right next to the stage. But
Oh no.
I'll never forget that moment.
Yeah.
Ingrained in my brain.
There you go.
Just shout like, "Hey, look over there!" and then just like run.
Yep. And I think we had a networking lounge that was right next door. So they have some like classroom style spaces that we turn kind of into a networking area.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was a very like versatile, flexible space, and it worked very well for that event. We had a couple great vendors come in, set up. Catering was easy to do. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say, like, there are a lot of really cool venues in the region. You just kind of have to be creative with your thinking and like what you can do and reaching out to, because you might not think a venue will host an event, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, absolutely, like the clay. What is it?
Canadian Clay and Glass Museum.
Yeah, that's a big one. I
Went
know
to a wedding there.
There you go. I know a lot of people who've gotten married there. It's a beautiful space. There's a lot of really cool, interesting buildings to work
The
with.
Studio Theater at Center in the Square.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, because that can do. I want to say I feel like it's 300 seated.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It's a good venue.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it out there.
We'll check it
Anybody-
out,
if
Victoria.
anybody-
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We'll have to book a
Anybody's
tour
looking
there
for a
too.
venue.
There you go.
Worst vice chair. I mean, you can rent the full studio, like the full theater too, but that's a little more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Fair.
know if you need 2,000 people.
No, but that
We
is
were
cool
actually
to
going to
know.
host back in the day True North.
Oh, cool.
Was gonna
Okay.
was going to be there
Yeah,
until
yeah.
stupid pandemic.
Yeah. Dang.
Dang.
COVID really messed us up, eh?
Well, speaking of things that didn't happen, I wanted to do a third True North. I
Mm.
believed that would have been dope. But
Mhm.
if you had unlimited budget, the dream of unlimited budget, what kind of event would you do here in town for the tech community? And it could be combined, it could be your own, whatever.
Yeah.
I love pitch competitions.
Okay.
If you're telling me unlimited budget, that means I have money I can give to people.
Yes.
That's
that means
yeah.
that means catering, prizes,
Yep.
whatever. Like if you got sponsors, great. If you didn't get sponsors, it didn't matter. Let's say a sponsor came on and just gave you like unlimited. some cool sponsor.
I'd say pitch competition. That's the best, best way to give back, because we're giving back to founders. What do founders primarily need sometimes? And that's just funding. And you never know how far like a few $100s, a few $1,000s can go in funding for someone.
And everybody wants a giant check.
Yeah.
And the people love it. The people love a pitch competition. The energy, the excitement, the audience involvement, all of it. It's really, I love that.
Yeah, I think there was one, I forget the organization that hosted it, but they work with the AC very often, but they hosted one of the largest pitch competitions out in the region for the past few years. I'll look it up. I'll find the link.
North?
I was not Hack the North. We have Hack the North, I think, coming up in September. It was a symposium. Symposium was one of the words in it. I'll have to look it up and find it for you. I'm very bad with names.
We can always put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
That's our catch-all for anything we don't know.
Look in the comments below for the link.
Okay, so this is a great question. For the tech community specifically, this is I don't know what I would say. I mean, my first thought that I go to with the unlimited budget piece is I want to have like everything at the event be like elevated as much as possible. So like from arrival to departure, like what are you getting when you arrive? Is there cool swag that you can wear? Is it like super branded and like really interesting and different that you wouldn't get elsewhere? You know, what are the drinks? What are the food? What are the serving staff wearing? What is the theme? Like, really kind of taking something and just making it incredible. So like, for example, you could do that with something like Techtoberfest, like unlimited budget. I would be hanging those, banners from the ceiling, nobody's business, and getting everybody to wear a dirndl and their lederhosen and having, all of the things just branded to the nines for that specific theme, just to make it feel even more fun and enjoyable. I also think, and I know we were talking about the whole alcohol versus no alcohol thing, so this would kind of be a complicated one maybe, but like doing a pub crawl of sorts, but from different tech companies and other orgs in the area. So maybe we start at Communitech and we finish at the Accelerator Centre.
Like I don't know, office crawl.
I don't know how long of a walk that is, but just like crawling along and like going to different places, meeting different people, experiencing different food and drink. Like maybe each place has a theme and you have a punch card and
we'll do buses. We have budget.
I love that. Let's do it.
Coach buses.
Why am I? Yeah, exactly.
Or 7-kilometer walk.
Okay.
7.5.
Okay.
I know that.
So that's
I know
not terrible.
how far AC is from my house, and I know how this is from my house, just because I go back and forth. The LRT.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, a hop on, hop off.
Hop on, yeah.
Shriaa, that'd be so cool. And then we could have the LRT branded.
We just need a bus for Mix, because Mix is the only one that's just kind of slightly off.
Yes, we want to make sure everyone's included. But I think that would be really fun. It's like a pub crawl concept, but make it tech. And again, like come one, come all, make it super branded, fun experience, lots of good food and drink, and just, really make it a good time.
So now we're going to put that intention in the universe.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to
I
manifest
think maybe
it.
next year.
Okay.
Next year, let's
do it.
plan. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Done.
I think there's a Waterloo Tech Week this year.
Yes.
In early September.
Yeah, I think it's the 8th to the 11th.
Are they doing that?
No, but I wonder if, do you mean?
No. Like, is Waterloo Tech Week a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Hack the North, and I can't remember the other partner who's running it.
Oh.
Like Toronto Tech Week. Yeah, it's like inspired by that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there used to be Geek Week here.
Oh, cute.
And that was in September, and it was AC and Communitech and Velocity and all because everyone's back in school. Everyone's like back to school, whatever. And then, they had.
I like that.
September's always like the most hated month here back in the day.
It's very busy.
Everything happens. Waterloo Tech Week.
Yeah,
there you go.
Maybe next year's Waterloo Tech Week we do.
Yeah.
Something fun like that.
It's not too late. Let's do it now. Yeah. Let's just go. We'll find some budget.
I love your optimism.
I mean, it works or it doesn't.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll call Erin, she's our sponsorship manager.
Perfect.
See
what she can do.
She'll love that.
I'll start knocking on doors.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if you want to drum up the budget, we can take care of the logistics.
I made a connection with someone at Lululemon, and I'm trying to get them to sponsor my daughter's hockey team.
I love that.
I'm just like, hey,
why not?
You want to sponsor like a random team in Kitchener?
Yeah, PWHL is a big thing right now.
I know.
Why wouldn't they?
Well,
yeah, I love that. Hey, you don't know until you try, right?
You don't know.
You gotta ask.
I always tell my kid,
ask.
I'm like, listen, the worst thing they're going to say is no.
Exactly.
And get out of my office.
Yep.
Call security.
Builds character.
Who hasn't had that happen?
Totally.
Looking for sponsorship.
Called security.
Who hasn't had security calls on
I
them?
don't think I've had a security call on me for sponsorship reasons, but
Me neither.
definitely
Not
like,
yet.
like blocked on LinkedIn maybe.
There you go.
There you go. Well, listen, well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Victoria, for being my co-host today.
My pleasure.
This is good. So hopefully, if you're listening, let me do it again. Hopefully, if you run events at your organization, you picked up some good tips. If you ever want to connect with Shriaa or Victoria, I'll have their LinkedIn in the show notes, along with all the other things that we forgot during the recording of this show. Thank you, show notes, our favorite place to include things. If you have questions about how Communitech can help your startup or the Accelerator Centre help your startup, you can visit communitech.ca or the acceleratorcenter.com. I always have to check that. We'll have both links in there. And if you want to follow along and learn about events, I'll have all the Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, X, all those things, all the links for both organizations in the show notes, because there's too many and I can't remember them all off the top of my head right now. Well, thank you again for listening. If you ever have suggestions for topics or guests, you can always hit us up on all the social media platforms, drop us a note, slide into the DMs. We're always looking for guests to talk about all things tech and events in Waterloo Region. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Alex.